I know we just beat 0-17. Do we still suck? Are we good now? We're going to talk about it a little bit. Let's go.
Finna take off on spaceship. Y'all need some like Matrix. And fucking her like she nameless. Cause the last two was too famous. We got the trophy like a champion. Fell asleep right on the jet. We gone.
Big range just like a champion. No TSA, hop on a jet. We gone.
Smash out. I call my home and then I smash out. I bought my bros, let's get this cash out. I in my mind, drop the bag off, yeah. I'm going top rated, don't make no bad call. Just bought a new crib, but one was mad small. I trip my cup, I make it mad tall. None of these songs is basic, yeah. Grease stuck in my teeth like braces, yeah. VVS's don't need LASIK, yeah. Ice out crosses freezing Satan, yeah. Finna take off on spaceship. Y'all need some like Matrix. And fucking her like she nameless. Cause the last two was too famous.
Welcome back to Dynasty Decisions, everybody. I'm your host, Michael Bauer, part of the All About the Birds Sports Network. Thanks again to the guys for having me here, and thank you for making me an official co-host of the Wednesday show. Hopefully you joined us today, either online or in person at the West End in Quakertown. We do pregame shows for every away Eagles game. So we'll just get into the Eagles game real quick. Look, we won. We beat 0-17. The thing that I liked about today, a few things. And then I say a few things. They ran the ball really well. I just think it kind of sucks that you have to wait until your best running back is out to decide, I'm going to run the ball. But they adjusted. They saw the weaknesses in their opponents, and they didn't try to overexploit. I hope that makes sense to you, but we've seen Nick Sirianni try to overexploit when Tampa Bay had a weakened secondary. Granted, they have a very, very good run defense too, but you have an athletic quarterback. You have Miles Sanders in that game. There were schemes that you could have done. Hey, listen, Jalen Hurts played a lot better this week. The game plan, the play calling was also a lot better. Did see him try to scramble too much from pressure instead of trying to step and make a throw. Did see him miss Dallas Goedert. Wide open, would have been a first down. So you won the game. I guess you paid your rent. Still not absolving you from all your past sins. Detroit, tough one, man. 0-8, got a bye week. This next week, week 9 bye weeks. Detroit, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and the football team. Week 10, I always like to look a few weeks ahead because, why wait when you could plan ahead? The New York Jets, the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, watching the Cowboys game right now. I'm watching on Sunday night. Cooper Rush filling in for Dak Prescott. He's been kind of up and down. Saw some good throws, saw some bad throws. So having Kellen Moore in there, former quarterback, he's the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator, seems to be doing wonders for a younger guy. It's currently tied 10-10. Cedric Wilson just had a nice touchdown, but screw the Cowboys. So, hey, let's talk about, I like to talk about Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. I'm just going to get that out of the way first. Javonte Williams had 11 touches. Melvin Gordon had 14. So Javonte Williams on the ground, 9 for 35, no touchdowns. Through the air, 2 for 13, no touchdowns. Melvin Gordon, 10 for 47 and 1 touchdown on the ground, 3 for 15 and 1 through the air. Look, Javonte owners, you knew this was going to happen. You knew. You tried to talk yourself into the fact that Melvin Gordon wasn't going to be a thing. But guess what? Until he isn't a thing, he's a thing. And you're not going to know. And we all try to be the smartest person in the room and predict, well, it's going to be this week, blah, blah. And hey, listen, maybe Melvin Gordon gets traded. The trade deadline is coming. There's a lot of teams that could use a guy like Melvin Gordon. But there are some teams that aren't very good that why would they spend the draft capital? 2 teams come to mind that could use Melvin Gordon. Wouldn't make sense to trade him there. Miami Dolphins, you're not going anywhere. And Houston Texans, I'm going to talk about their backfield a little bit. It sucks. Wouldn't really make any sense. And I can tell you one thing, the Eagles wouldn't trade for him. Even if Miles Sanders was out for the season, Jordan Howard looked freaking good today. So did Boston Scott. And I saw Kenneth Gainwell on one run go through the line, which he's not known for doing, being a between the tackles guy, get hit, and he just kept churning his legs. By the way, if you want to start scouting players, the number one thing I look for in running backs, when they get hit initially, do they keep their feet going? That is huge, 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 huge. So here's another huge one. New Orleans Saints quarterback Jameis Winston has a knee injury. The severity is unknown at this time. The complete severity, again, this is being recorded Sunday night. It appears to be an ACL injury as well as potential damage to the MCL. So what does that mean? That means you need to hop on the waiver wire right now. Trevor Siemian took over, but it is uncertain if he's the guy or Taysom Hill. We don't know if Taysom Hill is not good to go. He had a pretty bad concussion a few weeks ago. Then it's going to be Trevor Siemian. Siemian on the day, 16 of 29 for 159 and 1. So not bad in spot duty. In deeper leagues, Ian Book could be worth a stash. He would be active if Trevor Siemian is the starter and Taysom Hill is nowhere to be found. So Ian Book is a guy. Look, I was not an Ian Book fan. Apparently, he's like the best quarterback in Notre Dame history. Also, fucking news to me, man. Notre Dame had Joe Montana, but apparently statistically wins and whatever. Ian Book is the guy. I watched film. I wasn't impressed, but that being said, he went to a good spot. I mean, Sean Payton is good. And look, if they ever figure out what's going on, there's a chance now. Jameis Winston was on a one-year deal. Maybe he doesn't come back. Taysom Hill, he's on an extension. Personally, if it's me and I got to start a franchise, I'd take Ian Book over Taysom Hill. Please don't crucify me for saying that because I don't like Ian Book. That's just the reality of the situation. So here's kind of a strange one. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully he comes back soon. Atlanta wide receiver Calvin Ridley to step away from the game. He cites mental health concerns. Did not give a timetable for his return. Hoping he comes back soon again. Russell Gage, nothing on the stat sheet today. Olamide Zaccheaus. You got a couple other guys. Man, you might just want to stay away. I guess Russell Gage is the guy. I don't know if he was hurt. I didn't get to check. I don't know. Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. Maybe they get more targets. It's the only thing I could say. Let's talk about Mike White. I mean, if I was a quarterback, I'd be Mike White. Mike White for the New York Jets stepping in for an injured Zach Wilson. The dude balled out 37 of 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He also caught a 2-point conversion. How freaking cool is that? So Mike White, a guy who nobody said anything good about, he goes toe-to-toe and he beats Joe Burrow in this start. I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it for the Jets. Jets franchise that have been down for so freaking long. Almost as bad as I want the Eagles to be good again, I would love to see the Jets rip off a winning record. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but, a couple years, man, wouldn't it be nice to see the Jets in the playoffs? I don't know, you might say you don't care, but don't you want to see good football all around? Like if teams are bad or they have a bad record, it's because they tried, the other team was just a little bit better. I hate seeing bad football. It's the worst. I'm an Eagles and Penn State fan. I see plenty of it. Let's talk about some other guys, some younger guys, some rookies that I want to talk about on the Jets as well. Michael Carter, 15 of 77 and 1 touchdown on the ground, 9 for 95 through the air, no touchdowns. Extremely startable. So we are seeing the dual versatility of Michael Carter that we saw coming out of North Carolina. I still think Javonte Williams is the better back. I think he's in a better situation. And once Denver gets their quarterback situation figured out, Denver could be a nasty team. But Michael Carter putting up some real points right now for you, as is Ty Johnson. On the ground, didn't do anything. 4 for 15. Through the air, 5 for 71 and 1. Who cares how they get the production as long as they get an Elijah Moore finally starting to show out. 1 carry, 4 yards, whatever. 6 catches for 67 yards. That's 12.7 points just for the receptions in PPR scoring format. So that's pretty important. Elijah Moore, would love to see him have a better rapport with Zach Wilson, but this is what we're working with right now. So keep your eye on that. They did trade for Joe Flacco. Obviously, he just got there, but I got to be honest with you. If Zach Wilson's missing more time, Mike White's the guy. And by the way, Aaron, when I tell you When you say to me, I want to trade for a quarterback, I don't need one. I said, listen, man, Mike White is on the waiver wire. Pick him up. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm okay with throwing a pick away. Listen, you could have had this guy for practically free. Play the waiver wire, folks. Don't just go throwing picks around. The Houston backfield is disgusting. It is absolutely horrid after they traded away Mark Ingram. Rex freaking Burkhead, 4 carries, 21 yards, and a touchdown, 3 catches for 27. But listen, do you want any of these guys? Scotty Phillips, I don't know who that is. 5 for 11, 2 for 9 through the air, no touchdowns. Philip Lindsay, who's a guy that I thought would have a chance to take over that backfield, but at this point in the season, at least, 3 carries, 8 yards, nothing through the air. David Johnson, 2 carries, 4 yards, 1 catch for -0 yards. Yuck. Just gross. I am not touching it. I don't even want these guys as add-ins in a trade. Just go. Ooh. Yuck. But buy Nico Collins, 4 catches for 55 yards. I think he had 4 catches last week as well. 3rd rounder out of Michigan. I love Nico Collins. You should too. Get him on your radar. Now, do it. Houston's another team. If they get a quarterback, you know what? Just get Nico Collins because just do it. Another guy to get while you can. Time is running out. Elijah Mitchell. Nothing through the air this week. 18 for 137 and 1. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo had 2 freaking rushing touchdowns. Give him Elijah Mitchell. I like Elijah Mitchell. He's growing on me more. I don't think he's anything super special, but that's pretty special. It's almost 20 fantasy points right there. Book it. Khalil Herbert, are you rendering Damian Williams unstartable or unusable? 23 carries, 72 yards, nothing through the air, 2 catches for -4 yards, no touchdowns anywhere. But Damian Williams, 2 catches for -3 yards. I'm sorry, 2 carries, -3 yards, no receptions. So that's pretty big. Khalil Herbert didn't have a great yards per attempt here and nothing through the passing game, but they're still not giving the ball to Damian Williams. That being said, Justin Field, he did run like crazy today, but 23 carries to 2. This is important to note. Khalil Herbert's a guy to get on your fantasy if you're not a contender. When David Montgomery comes back, that's the time I want to buy Khalil Herbert. David Montgomery, I don't know the exact parameters. I don't know when his contract runs out. But if you could get this guy now, I mean, if they have the ability to move on, they like Khalil Herbert, because, I mean, Chicago needs a lot. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's always possible. So Gronk left the game versus the Saints with back spasms. If he misses more time, O.J. Howard is the guy I want over Cameron Brate. Sam Darnold leaves the game with a concussion. So he got benched last week. He gets a concussion this week. The guy you want there is P.J. Walker. He's the next guy in line. Kyler Murray, Thursday, he sustained a sprained ankle. His backup, Colt McCoy. Same game, Robert Tonyan out for the season with a torn ACL, as is Kylan Hill, torn ACL on a kick return. He got hit by Arizona Cardinals running back Jonathan Ward, who I like a lot. Jonathan Ward got a concussion on that play as well. And the last thing I want to say, congratulations to the Wake Forest Demon Deacons football team. For the first time ever in your history, you are ranked in the AP top 10. Freaking congratulations. I love it. Michigan State's number 5. Wake Forest is number 10. This is what I want to see. I don't want to see the same shit on top of the AP poll week after week and year after year after year. Give us some variety, man. You know what? Cincinnati's up there. They're doing great. Georgia playing great. I like Georgia because it's not Alabama. Wake Forest in the top 10. You got to love it. You have to love to see it. We're Philadelphia Eagles fans. We root for the underdogs. That's what it's all about. I do not end the show like everybody else does. Until next time, everybody, no one likes us. We don't care. Thank you for watching.